I'm going to be coming to Denver. All right? Denver, we got to do it big. All right? So anybody, if you're in the area, I don't care if you're not even in Colorado. If you're in the next state, drive from the next state. All right? If you're in 2 states away, drive from 2 states away. I want Denver to be packed the fuck out. Flagrant 2, asshole army.
Andrew will smoke with the fans,
tight.
too.
I don't smoke weed because I get a little wild when I smoke it. I do. Alex knows. All right?
Ralph.
Right,
I forgot I was there for that.
bro. I forgot I was there for that. I was in Blau's car when I was at our friend Blau's, and that's who was driving us. I was in our car, and I remembered when I told the Ralph story, I thought we were in a van. And I totally forgot what car we were in. Anyway, point is, I'm going to be out there to Denver Comedy Works, so make sure you get your tickets to those shows. theandrewschulz.com. Get your tickets, man. Views from the Sis has been crazy. And lastly, before we start the show, I just dropped this new clip. I'm doing this cool thing. You guys know the 52 weeks of stand-up thing I've been doing, man. I've been putting a new joke up every single week. This last week, I put this joke up. And I'm doing this thing. I don't know what I'll call it. Maybe I'll call it evolution of a joke. That's what I've been calling it for right now. But essentially what it is I gave you the joke in its infant stage, right? So this is like the beginning of the joke. It's the premise and a punchline pretty much. But I think it's got a lot of meat on the bone. Something I thought about years ago, but I never really was able to articulate or never really put time into doing it because it didn't like fit into the set.
What
this
premise?
happens. It's a joke about what's it called? Women waiting for the perfect time to fight for equality. Right. So I put out, you guys would check it out, and I put out like the beginning of it, which is the, when we were fighting lions, you didn't want to be equal.
Right.
And now that, whatever. You guys can watch the joke. You can see it on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to work on it for a few months, and then in a few months, I'm going to post the next version of it where I've added something.
You doing this years ago. Something about... we were hunting lions and you were making marmalade. You're picking berries.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, we were hunting lions, and you guys were like, "Oh, it's okay. We'll pick the berries."
Yeah.
And then the second we got air conditioning in office buildings, you're like, "We want equality." So I already thought of another line that I want to add to it.
Yeah.
It's like I didn't see any fight for equality on the Titanic.
That's funny.
There was no women's march. Y'all were marching right into those boats.
That's funny.
That bitch wouldn't even give him room on the piano.
Oh, yeah. And if
there was mad room on the piano for Leonardo DiCaprio, and this bitch was like, gender roles, what do you want to do? So I think there's funny. I'm going to keep on seeing what else.
Yeah. No, even now, if the Titanic sank, if they had another Titanic in 2018 and it sank, the biggest feminist in the world, Hillary, would let Bill sink on that motherfucker.
Oh, easily. She'd be like, remember when you cheated? So there's I think the idea, I don't know, I've been thinking about, for all of you guys listening right now, this is kind of what Akaash and I will do when we have a joke. We'll just kind of talk it out with each other. I always thought it'd be cool, and I spoke to Akaash about this before, but doing a podcast where we just each bring a joke idea, and I have a few comics, and we just kind of talk about punches for it and tags, etc. And just so people could, one, see how a joke is built and piece together, but also they could see how comedic minds kind of work.
And what's kind of cool about this premise is it's an old premise, and people don't realize this, but we have these ideas that we've had for
years.
Dog. I had ideas since year 1, year 2 that I couldn't make funny. And as you get better at this, you're like, oh, this is how I can make this work.
Yeah.
And that's what Andrew's doing right now. I saw a thing on Chris Rock 25 years ago, maybe. I don't know, old as fuck. But he's year 3 in comedy. Judah Friedlander actually filmed it. Yeah. You see young-ass Chris Rock working on premises, and one of the premises becomes a thing 8 years later in a special. That's a legendary bit.
Yo,
he had a great idea.
I didn't know that.
Nah, you work through these. It's you don't get... I used to think Chris Rock just talked for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
But you were working on these ideas at least for 2 years nonstop or whatever.
Wow.
But some of those ideas, you had this idea 10 years ago that you can't make funny.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's how I can make an audience laugh at that.
Yeah. There's this is a horrible analogy for it because analogies are supposed to make something easier to understand. This just makes it more difficult. But when scientists were figuring out how the world began, the Big Bang Theory, et cetera, they didn't physicists work on that shit, astrophysicists.
Right.
But they weren't good at math enough to figure out the math.
Right.
So they had to get mathematicians to figure out the math to back up the theory, right? Because they weren't good enough. So I always look at our jokes like that. Here's this idea. We got Big Bang.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
We just don't have the skills on stage yet to use or even like a mutant's power. You know, like you have the Cyclops has the red shit come out of his eyes.
So at a writing session, you get the rest of the X-Men together.
Boom! Now, put some glasses on, idiot.
And then, but sometimes you got to learn the math. There's nobody helping you. Right. You just learn the math as you go, and you're like, okay, now I got the math for this.
Yeah. So I think the way, I don't know, I'm gonna play with it, but I think the way the joke is gonna be like, what annoys me about feminism now is this idea that like for thousands of years, women have been like held back by men.
Right.
And I really think it's the opposite. I think the only reason you want equality now is because it's the first time in history it's not better to be a woman.
Yeah, now you realize how boring your kid is at home alone.
Wait, go on.
So like before, like
no, I meant like suffering. Like men suffered, and we love you so much that we want to restrict your suffering. Right. It's like I'm gonna go to a coal mine and just fucking breathe cancer all day. So you don't have to do that. Right. And I'm going to go to war so you don't have to do that. And I'm going to drown on a boat so you don't have to do that. Right. And like, this is just part of being a man. You just died.
Right.
Like, even if your husband was an asshole, he's dead soon. Like husbands never lived until husbands just started living until they're like 60, right? Like husbands just died. Vietnam dead. Like we just died all the time.
Yo, if you had a heart attack, you were lucky.
Yeah, that's it.
That's like a good.
Wait, you lived long enough for your heart to fail?
That's natural causes back in the day.
Facts. So it's like we lived. It was just so shitty to be a dude, like going out hunting, doing all these things. But we loved women so much, and we put them up on a pedestal so much, right? That we were willing to protect them from all this shit,
right?
And now, the first time in society, men have finally created a place where it's actually comfortable for us.
It's not dangerous to go to work.
Yeah. Where it's not dangerous to go. We're not dying all the fucking time. We're not getting murdered all the time. We're not having a murder all the time. Yeah. Finally, we create a place with some peace, and then when we're like, this is bullshit. Fuck this. Y'all are having too much fun. Y'all are too equal to us.
See, my actual theory is that it's not even about the women, it's about the kid. And so I don't like when feminists shit on the idea of being a stay-at-home mom. Because I feel like that was created because men were like, yo, this is the most sacred job that we can do is protecting this kid. You're way better at it than me. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll kill myself working in a coal mine or kill myself fucking doing taxes 8 hours a day. Yeah. Like, that's fun. Yeah. So you can just protect this child.
Sure.
And now, I don't know, I just don't like that feminists are just shitting on it.
Oh, yeah, it's stupid. But I think that, like, I mean, I was working on this thing, and I don't know if it was even a joke, really, but it was this idea about how, like, the reason everybody's outraged is because women aren't having kids. And the more outraged that a country is or a place is, the lower the birth rate is.
100%.
So Scandinavia, nobody's having kids. They're outraged about everything.
Time to be outraged.
Exactly. You're bored. You have no purpose in your life, right? Like, there are some women who love their job, and then they don't have a kid. And that's fine, because your job becomes this focal point of your life, right? But women who don't, like these 45-year-old women who just are like a fucking principal, but they hate kids and they just hate the job, and they don't have any kids. Yeah, like you're miserable. You're doing arts and crafts to go to a march about some shit that you really don't even fucking care about. Just get a kid.
Hobby needing ass,
dude,
bitch.
This for real. You need fucking hobbies, like this weird shit you care about. You join these book clubs. You read fucking 50 Shades of Grey 4 times and discuss it. Do you know what I mean? Just watch porn like an adult. What are you fucking reading porn for?
You just need friends that badly that you can be outraged together and share something with. So that's the only way you can share a connection.
You need a kid.
To your point, I knew a girl, went to college with me, was a huge feminist, and I used to love just riling her up about that shit. But then I didn't see her for a while. She had a kid, and then she was talking to our mutual friend. She was like, I don't care about any of that shit anymore. Dude, all I care about is this baby.
That's all that matters. So you need a purpose in your life for shit to go well. But I think there's something interesting, this idea, like this, to flip the concept of the evil patriarchy. Oh, yeah. It was never evil. It was there to protect you.
100%.
Like literally, Helen of Troy got kidnapped by those other guys. And men built a fucking fake horse.
We went to war.
We went for one bitch.
One bitch.
One bitch we went to war for, bro.
An epic war.
Yo, think about how many men.
Odysseus?
Real talk. Think about how many men die at battle and never once do we care or go to war for.
Odysseus left his wife for 7 years to save one bitch.
One bitch. It wasn't even his wife.
And was faithful.
Real talk. And he had sirens.
Yo, right?
He was on an island of horny bitches.
Trying to suck that dick. And he's like, nah, put shit in your ears so you don't hear it.
So that's it, man. It's just, I gotta flip it. I gotta flip the concept of it. I think this could be another fun piece.
There's a premise I helped you with a while ago. We worked on together, which was like women show their love through whatever, and then men show their love through sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
We don't get enough credit for how willing we are to sacrifice.
Yeah.
I'll take a bullet from my girl anytime.
Yeah.
And a lot of it's just
I
I don't want to hear her nag anymore.
Yeah,
but like it's I'll still do it. I'll still die for you.
Yeah.
So I'll get some quiet and
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's like we don't mind doing all these things. I have the sacrifice joke I have up on the thing on the one of the 52 weeks stand up, but we don't mind doing all these things for you. We do mind you acting like we don't do them.
Yes.
So like we don't mind you having equality. Equality only helps us, ladies. Like if you're equal, my life is easier.
Yeah.
I save money, right? I get to have more unprotected sex, or I get to have more sex and not worry about having kids because you're on the pill or you believe in abortion or whatever it is. Like literally every bit of equality helps me out.
Yeah.
The problem is we hear a lot of women saying they want equal rights, but they don't want equal responsibility.
Right.
And that's where it gets annoying. It's like, don't tell me I'm the patriarchy, I'm the piece of shit, I want equality, and then the bill comes and there's like zero This is what's funny is when girls go, you want to split it? That's not equality. We paid the whole bill for a million years.
You want chivalry reparations.
I want reparations, bro. Dead ass. That's what I was saying. Like, you know how men make 30% more?
True.
That's reparations.
True. Wait in line.
Yeah. Real talk. Like Native Americans got casinos, bitch. Where my casino at? You think a casino's half? You think it's half the bill, bitch? Is a casino? Nah,
so
fuck out of here.
Funny. The only way that works is on a liberal bitch, so you can call for reparations.
Yeah, and then she'll be like, I guess so.
Everybody else gonna be like, shut the fuck up. We ain't giving reparations to black people, fam.
Oh, I know, that's funny. Wait in line. The line for reparations. But men are up there, B, because we've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
We've been doing it a lot. And the funniest shit they got me fucking crying lately. This is funny. This is turning into like our joke writing sessions, but this is how we do. I'm interested in how the idiots think about the assholes think about how we go through this. But like, you know how like there's always these the white male, like feminists hate white males. We've become the new enemy, right?
Ugh.
Feminists hate white males, right? All I gotta ask feminists is this: show me another race that's treated women better. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all should love us because we invented your rights. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like keep it 100, right? In India, is it better for women or men?
It's tough to...
Africa, better for women and men. Like South
Can
America.
I say this about India?
Go.
This is a premise I'm working on.
Yeah.
The Indian dudes get this bad rap of like, we're just these fucking oppressive, just rapists. We don't know how to talk to a woman or say hi. We just fuck them without their consent and walk off, dragging our knuckles.
Yeah.
I get Indian men can be better, but no one talks about how fucking brutal Indian women are. They are the biggest pain in the fucking ass I've ever experienced in my life.
Facts.
And to that fact, yo, I'm friends with every race.
Let me tell you something,
my whole
Akaash.
life.
You can have them.
Yo, bruh.
All yours.
Every time I'm friends with somebody who's not Indian, invariably they start getting attracted to Indian women. I don't know how it happens.
Yeah.
And every time I'm like, dog, they're fucking crazy. Be ready.
Yeah.
And every time they're like, nah, bro, all girls are crazy. And then
Yeah.
after a year, they're like, what the fuck is wrong with this bitch? I'm getting yelled at for shit I didn't even know you could yell about. My man told me one time his girl caused a massive fight because she came over unannounced at 3 a.m. and he just opened the door and then walked to the bed. And she said this bitch was stamping her feet on a 3rd floor apartment talking about, how did you not ask me how I'm doing? And I was like, that's standard. That's standard.
That's your parents, yo. Your parents love you all too much.
Yeah, it might
The
be.
same with Latinos.
Latino
Do you know what I
men.
mean? Like Latino and Latino women. Latino women are crazy. Latino men are crazy.
Latino parents love their daughters.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
No. They don't love him as much as the son.
Okay.
They
All right, that's what I'm saying.
But like the affection, like people, like we always ask, right? You always hear people ask. You've always said it. Like I always hear black dudes say, like, why the fuck are white women so easy, so nonchalant?
Unbelievable, man.
Because our parents don't love us. So any bit of love, that you give us, right? Any bit of love you give them, right? You just give them. You don't even gotta hug them. Just give them a little pat on the back, like, "Hey, good day."
My God.
Like, did you just say good day? Oh my God, Tyrone, thank you. I thought I had a good day today, right? So we're not used to affection or love. You Indians, y'all used to so much affection and doting and loving and caring. Same with Latinos, right? So if the Latin dude doesn't get love from his girl, he got to kill her. He got to kill her for no reason. He got to kill her, right? You know what I mean? This shit happens. You know what I mean? Or he got to have 3 other girls because one girl not giving him enough love.
No, for sure.
So I got to get the rest of the girls love.
For sure.
There's something to it.
Yeah, it's a valid point, man.